The Ten Commandments of Concealed Carry. They aren't written on stone tablets, but adhering to these simple rules may prove to be your salvation in a violent encounter. More and more people are carrying concealed these days. Manufacturers can barely keep up with the demand for pistols suitable for concealed carry. The laws across the nation continue to move in a direction more favorable toward people wishing to carry concealed. In 4 states, Alaska, Arizona, Vermont, and Wyoming, no permit is required to carry concealed, while in most other states, permits are available to qualified applicants. Many books and articles have been written on the subject of concealed carry, and it is impossible to summarize all there is to know on the subject in one article. However, given the limitation in no particular order, here are some things you might want to think about when you consider carrying a concealed handgun. And this article is written by Ed Head, H-E. Thou shalt arm thyself and carry in thy duties. Have a gun, as Mark Moritz has famously stated. The first rule of gunfighting is to have a gun. It does you no good if your pistol is left at home or locked in the trunk of your car at the moment someone attempts to take your life. Once you have made the decision to carry, you should further decide you are going to carry always, everywhere legal, without exception. People will tell you they only carry when they think they might need a gun or might advise you to do the same. Others may criticize you and suggest you're paranoid. Yeah, that's right. Don't listen to them. They have failed to take note of the reason why we carry personal defense firearms, and what is to protect ourselves and our loved ones from sudden, unexpected, life-threatening attacks. If you knew you were going to be violently attacked when you left home, would you go? Of course not. If you did go, it might be a good idea to take several well-armed friends, hopefully equipped with belt-fed automatic weapons. We carry handguns because they are easily concealed and can be comfortably and conveniently carried all the time. Get it into your head that you are going to be armed and act appropriately. By acting appropriately, I mean you're going to be careful and responsible. You are not going to willingly place yourself in situations where you will be forced to use your handgun, and plan to do your best to avoid confrontations. What about situations where it's not illegal to carry? There are all sorts of laws concerning where you can carry and when that vary from state to state. Generally, places like courthouses, schools, government buildings, and places posted with signs prohibiting concealed carry are off limits. I would never advise anyone to violate law, so it is important you check regulations in your municipality and determine whether you need to frequent those areas. After all, gun-free zones are never attacked, right? Thou shalt not take another gun's name in vain. Caliber and handgun type are not as important as you might think. If you read the advice in the gun shop, in the gun press, and on the web, you could be overwhelmed with suggestions on caliber, action type, and various kinds of defensive ammunition. If you aren't careful, you might fall prey to the suggestions that only a fool would carry anything less than a Blaster 5000 loaded with state-of-the-art depleted uranium bullets. People argue at length over the subjects like stopping power, one-shot stops, and bullet penetration and performance. The truth of the matter is, no bullet performs the same way on the street as it does in test material, and nobody, I say again, nobody can tell you with any certainty what results to expect when someone is shot. Here's the thing. Nobody wants to get shot with anything. It is a rare, indeed not for someone to keep on fighting after he has been shot. Yes, it happens. And because handguns are actually pretty poor stoppers compared to shotguns and rifles, we should be prepared for failure and should carry on as necessary. The best advice is to shoot until you end the threat. Keep shooting until they either fall down, run away, or otherwise stop doing what forced you to have to employ a deadly force in the first place. But getting back to the idea that nobody wants to get shot, understand that the most likely stop is a psychological one. People often simply give up. Carry a good handgun and learn how to use it well. As for carrying a good pistol, I habitually carry an expensive Novak, a 1911. From time to time, someone will give me a hard time about this, arguing it's foolish to carry such an expensive piece, as cheaper ones will get the job done, and should I have to use this pistol, the police will likely confiscate it. If that sounds reasonable to you, I want you to think about this. At the moment when someone is trying to take your life, what would you rather give to stay alive, even for a few seconds? 3. Thou shalt honor thy neighbor by dressing to conceal. Once having made the decision to carry, you may have to adjust your attitude, your lifestyle, and your wardrobe. Carrying concealed in a manner that does not let people see you are carrying is a tremendous tactical advantage and will also keep you out of trouble with the law in places where it is a crime to let someone see your pistol. Dressing to conceal means, for example, if you have decided to use an inside the waistband holster, you will probably discover you need to start buying trousers which are an inch or two uh, to the added weight of the added waistband. Baggy shirts, shirts that aren't tucked in, jackets, vests, and other concealed garments may have to be purchased in order to conceal your pistol. Then again, you could try wearing colorful Hawaiian shirts, dude. Regardless, regardless, put some thought into how you may wish to carry and how far it fits and how it fits in your work and casual environments, and then experiment with different clothing styles to achieve the results of concealing your pistol while still allowing a reasonable amount of access to it. 4. Thou shalt observe thy surroundings. No matter how well armed and trained you are, you cannot defend yourself effectively if you don't see a threat coming. Realize there are bad people in the world and you may have to confront them right now. Don't assume because you are a nice person, live in a nice neighborhood, or have a good job that you are safe. You may be, and I hope that you are for the rest of your life, but violence could come to you at any time. Starting right now, you need not be paranoid, but you must train yourself to look around, anticipate possible threats, and be prepared to avoid or act as necessary. 5. Thou shalt reload when divine intervention is delayed. If you are going to carry a small gun, carry two. If you are carrying only one gun, carry a reload. Small guns are not easily reloaded, and you are not going to perform the high-speed competitive reload you would use during a combat match with a small pistol. The best reload is another gun. If carrying only one pistol, you should carry a spare magazine or speed loader. The fight may not end as quickly as you'd like, but when it does, reload or get out the second gun and be prepared for whatever might happen next. Bad guys run in packs, and shootings are dynamic events. All kinds of things start to happen, and all sorts of people start showing up when shooting occurs. So you need to be ready for anything. 5. Thou shalt become a creature of habit. Finding your pistol under the stress of a deadly encounter is bad enough without wondering where it is. Carry it in an ankle holster one day, a pocket holster the next day, a belt holster the next, and a shoulder holster the day after, and you are only going to fool yourself to increase the time you need to train. Since I carried a pistol on my right hip for many years during my law enforcement career, my default concealed carry position for the primary handgun is my right hip. Secondary pistols can be carried almost anywhere else, but your primary pistol should always be carried in the same place, absent of a good reason to do otherwise. 7. Thou shalt seekest high-quality training. I don't care if you spent years in the Army, have been around guns and shooting all your life, or learned everything you need to know watching cop shows. If you haven't experienced high-quality professional firearms training, you need to spend the time and the money necessary to get it done. This is so important, I can't possibly overemphasize it. If someone who has spent the better part of 30 years training thousands of people from beginning shooters to law enforcement officers, SWAT teams, military personnel, and every kind of special operator you can imagine, I can tell you most people are not nearly as well trained as they think they are. People simply don't know what they don't know. Go to school. 8. Thou shalt practice, practice, practice. Training is only the beginning. After that, it is up to you to practice and perform the necessary repetitions in order for your skills to become reflective. That is, able to be performed without conscious thought. You can speed this process up and save ammunition costs with dry fire practice. Work on habit skills such as drawing the pistol, looking at the front sight, controlling the trigger, and following through. Speed comes with practice, and keep in mind you want to practice the skills as perfectly as possible. Everybody wants to hit, fast forward, and jump ahead to the super ninja skills. But understand that high speed, low drag is nothing more than basics applied to a problem. Practice and lock in those basic skill sets. 9. Thou shalt not covet another's ammunition. You can practice with ball or inexpensive training ammunition, but you need to spend the money buying enough of the ammunition you intend to carry to make sure it is as close to 100% reliable as possible in your pistol. Most quality defensive ammunition these days is designed to perform to the same standards of bullet penetration and expansion. If in doubt, check with the local or state police and see what they are carrying. This way, you can be assured some testing has been done on both reliability and performance. Otherwise, buy quality, name brand defensive ammunition and make sure it works reliably in your pistol, and don't concern yourself with whether it is the best. Remember, it's about being able to get hits. A miss with the best ammo in the world gets you nothing, so carry a pistol and caliber combination you can shoot well. Number 10. Thou shalt never surrender. Avoid trouble, but should it find you, respond with all the aggression and violence necessary to stop that threat. The best response to a deadly attack is an immediate, violent counterattack. Don't worry about offending someone, getting arrested or sued. Solve problem number 1 first. Stay alive. Make up your mind that your life and the lives of your people you have chosen to protect are more valuable than your assailants. We shoot to end a deadly threat. You can articulate the need to use deadly force later. Solve your problem before it solves you. Lastly, consider these words from Colonel Jeff Cooper. Principle: you do not ever surrender your personal weapons anywhere, anytime. To do so is to place yourself in the physical power of others whose intentions can never be known to you in advance. My son always tells me that it's far better to be judged by 12 than carried by 6. Think about it. Well, there you have it. The 10 Commandments of Concealed Carry. This is Firearm Pop. Stay safe out there, and God bless. Bye now.